So I remember it like it was yesterday. It was just after the second half. We had only been playing 5-6 minutes, and it was a normal play. I always find myself in that position in the game, and I don't know if it was because of my shoes or because of the turf, but for whatever reason, the way my foot went down, I initially thought someone stepped on me because I felt a huge pounding pain on the top of my foot. So I thought, oh man, that's somebody really just crunched me. But then after a minute of running from where I got hit to back to the midfield, I knew something was really wrong because I thought like my foot was going to explode inside my shoe.
This could be it for Hines-Ike, who seems to be in a little bit of trouble here.
It wasn't even until probably a few minutes after the game, in speaking with some of the trainers and realizing from their faces that it was something really serious. I remember somebody briefly mentioning this Liz Frank injury, and I thought, what is that? You know, I thought maybe I have a broken foot, maybe something small. You know, you miss 8-10 weeks, nothing crazy. I had no understanding of what the process would entail. I had no idea that it would cost me 9 months and 2 surgeries. I guess I had to break the rehab into 3 parts. The first part was the initial recovery, which is where I couldn't walk for the 3 months. It was just scootering along and having to wear a boot. And the second process was getting back to just making basic movements and walking and learning to walk again. And then the last process was becoming an athlete again. So that was each one about 3 to 4 months the stage from each one to each one. Zach Kogan was with me throughout the whole first 7 months of the rehab. Pablo Amaya helped me when I came back out onto the field and finished my rehab. The athletic trainers helped me along the way. I have a lot more people to thank from the club, of course, and then, you know, the most important was my wife every day. She never let me forget I'm a father first and a husband, and so, you know, she kept my mind busy no matter what. And my daughter always made sure I, you know, was moving even when I had to be on a scooter and whatnot. What have I learned? Wow, that the conversations between myself and myself are the most important conversation I have every day. You know, I learned that the emotions that I deal with are okay, but they're just there in the moment, and I have to keep moving on. I can't dwell on those. And I think the last thing was, the most important lesson for me was being neutral through the whole process, because there was definitely a lot more down days than there was up days, but I couldn't let myself then, when the up days were that good, to stay, you know, so high, and then, you know, because then the lows are that much lower. So it was more just staying in the neutral zone as much as I could, and that helped me to get day by day and week by week, and back on a turf field where I broke it to begin with. So that was a cool little achievement, because, you know, you're obviously nervous to be back on turf again after that and kind of go right back into the eye of the fire, I guess you can say. But just felt good to be back, felt good to be moving. I guess there was a lot of times throughout the rehab where I was pretty sure I'd never be able to run or move like that again. So just to be able to be myself, move freely, that was the most important thing. I know it's hard in the moment, but I always think things happen for a reason. And believe me, when I thought I had my first injury, I thought, okay, that's it, I'm done. I paid my dues for injuries with that hip injury, and then bang, I get another one the next year. So that's the process I took the whole way. Is, you know, this maybe happened for a reason, maybe to come back and rediscover my love for the game, coming here on a daily basis. You know, I've been a professional for 9 years, and I guess after a while you get a little bit into the, okay, you know, I'm so used to this, and maybe you miss the passion. And that was my lesson I felt like I learned, is maybe I didn't have enough of a passion and respect for the game, and it was a lesson to me that, you know, we're going to take it away from you for a long time, and want me to rediscover it. So yeah, things happen for a reason, and you've got to be able to adapt quickly, but it's also okay to not like your situation and have it kind of hurt your emotions and hurt your, you know, your mental spirit. You know, first and foremost is obviously to stay healthy, to get myself even better than I was before the injury. That's been a big goal for me, is to come back stronger.
And we'll also see the season debut of Brendan Hines-Ike. Set to play his first minutes of the campaign. He'll take over from Russell Knaus.
It'll be a welcomed addition back to have Brendan Hines-Ike back.
Be a better person, be a better player, better teammate for the guys in the locker room. Whatever role I play, whether that's playing all the minutes, playing a couple minutes, just being supportive, helping the club move in the right direction.
You actually see 2 changes, and I look at Brendan Hines-Ike on the left side. 317 days since his last addition into a starting 11.
Biggest thing for me is just bringing a positive attitude every day, you know, because I'm just so happy to be back playing and being on the field with the guys and being around the group again. It's been huge for my spirits because it is such an isolating time being away, and you know, you miss feeling being a part of something. So. But yeah, obviously when I get my chances to play, I'll you know, give everything, 100%.